Good evening, everyone. It is 6:34 p.m. and I call this regular meeting to order. Please note that President Seibert is absent today, and I, Clerk Mendoza, will serve as the president with Trustee Fleek serving as a clerk for this meeting. Welcome to tonight's board's meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining us in person via Zoom. I just recently heard that we're having a little trouble with our internet, but asked me to speak louder. So maybe they can hear me out there. We kindly ask those joining us this evening, please silence any electronic devices not connected to this meeting. If you would like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each public comment period. Superintendent Lyle, if you will, please.
President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, members of the board, and public, I'd like to remind us all of our vision and our mission this evening. Our vision states that Madera Unified will set us the standard for hard work, creativity, and resiliency with a fearless drive to continuously improve. And we have the proof that that's alive and well in Madera here tonight. And our mission states that we're committed to creating and sustaining a culture, enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. And we have teachers in the room tonight who make sure that that's the case. So that is the work of this evening, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent Lau. Roll call, Ms. Elizondo, can you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Trustee Castillo?
Here.
Trustee Martinez Luna?
Here.
Trustee Ahmad?
Here.
Trustee Cortez? Trustee Dibert?
Here.
Trustee Salazar?
Here.
President Seibert is absent. Clerk Fleek?
Yeah, here.
And President Mendoza.
Here.
All are here, and except for President Seibert, who is absent.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Clerk Fleek, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes. Please stand. And the flag is right over there. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Clerk Fleek. Tonight's scheduled invocation will be provided by Pastor Mike Sousa of Harvest Community Church of Madera. I invite Pastor Sousa to the podium. Sir, please.
It's good to be with you all tonight. Would you join me in prayer? God, our creator and sustainer, who extends grace and shows love to all, we acknowledge the blessing we have of living in this fair community and this fruitful valley. Just as you care for the lilies of the field and the birds of the air, we are confident you will care for us too. Fall is upon us, and the harvest has taken place, which reminds us to give thanks for all things. The first rains of winter have watered the earth, and snow is already blanketing the mountains. We celebrate and give thanks for the schools of Madera Unified School District. As the fall semester comes to an end, we pray for our students and their families, faculty, and staff to finish well. Give our children a calm confidence as they attend all their classes and complete all their assignments. Enable our teachers and staff to teach their curriculum well with skill learned from their training and experience. Help parents to be involved and supportive in their child's education. Give the campus staff of each school, from food services to custodians, from tech support to healthcare workers, and from counselors to security, the assurance that their work contributes to creating a healthy learning environment. We thank you for these elected officials seated here tonight who serve not just our schools, but believe that the work they're doing is for the benefit of our kids and will impact generations. It's not just an easy task, so we pray that you direct them in the work that is before them with wisdom and insight so they may lead and guide well. We ask this in your gracious name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Sousa. Moving right along to item number 4, closed session, reportable action, Superintendent Lyle.
President Mendoza and Clerk Fleek and members of the board, we have none this evening.
Thank you, sir. Item number 4, item agenda, Ms. Elizondo.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Superintendent Lau, does staff have any items to add or remove from the agenda?
None this evening, sir.
Thank you, sir. Trustees, do you have any items to add or delete from the agenda? Ms. Elizondo, do I have an action item here pending? Okay,
Second,
okay, got it.
to adopt the agenda as presented.
Thank you. Trustees, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented? Please state your name when you make the motion and second when the motion.
Trustee Diber, I move to adopt the agenda as presented.
I second it.
Thank you. It has been moved by Trustee Dybert and second by Trustee Salazar to adopt the agenda as presented. Ms. Elizondo, will you please poll the board?
Trustee Castillo,
Yes.
Trustee Martinez Luna,
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
Trustee Cortez,
Yes.
Trustee Dybert,
Yes.
Trustee Salazar,
Yes.
Clerk Fleek,
Yes.
and President Mendoza.
Yes.
President Mendoza, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes were preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. I'll move on to item number 6, communications, student staff recognition. Item number 6A1, FAA informational update to the board. Superintendent Lau?
So President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, members of the board and public, this is one of our favorite nights of the year. There's going to be some students that we get to honor that make us really proud. There's some staff members in the back who do some incredible work to help them get to this stage of pride and dignity and distinction. And they get to walk away with a little bit of distinction tonight too. So Ms. McKenna, our Director of College and Career, is here to present this item. Director McKenna, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I get the easy job tonight. I say that I think every year. I will just start by saying Acting Board President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, members of the board, and Superintendent Lyle. I'm going to start tonight by introducing 2 of the FFA officers. They're going to give you an update on Madera FFA so far this year, and then we will also get into some recognitions. So I have the distinct honor of welcoming up to the dais with me Elena Cortez, the chapter historian, and Sada E. Madrez, the chapter president. Ladies. And then David, if we can get the slides up for the girls.
Good evening. My name is Sari Madris, and I'm Madera FFA's chapter president.
Hello, I'm Elena Cortez, and I'm Madera FFA's chapter historian.
And today we're going to give you a quick presentation of what our chapter has done so far this year.
Our chapter is made up of 796 members, which is a fairly large chapter. We also have members involved from 8th all the way up to senior year, and we have members that are out of high school and in college. Students are involved in our chapter through schools such as MTech, which is our middle school, Madera South High School, and various colleges are in California. Members in college expand their education and knowledge of agriculture and the FFA while studying in colleges.
Agriculture education is based off of the 3-ring model: SAE, Supervised Agriculture Experiences, FFA, and Classroom. We have a total of 49 sections that cover 7 different pathways that can include animal science, fabrication, ag business, and much more. We also offer 6 dual enrollment courses so they can get that college credit, and 3 ROP as well. We also have a new horticulture class this year. And we also allow our students to use our school farm. One example of this is recently our animal science class went out to ultrasound some of the sheep. So that's just one of the ways that our students can get that hands-on learning at our school farm.
Students have the opportunity to run for office in their 8th grade year through Discovery Officers, first-year members as Green Hand Officers, or second and above through chapter officers. We have officers that hold sectional offices in the West Fresno Madera section, and they are Matthew Machado as our sectional vice president and Brianna Ramirez as our sectional reporter. We also have our San Joaquin regional officer, which is above the sectional level, and we have Sari Madriz as our regional vice president.
SAEs are the backbone of our chapter, and students have the opportunity to use those to make projects based on their interest. They can use those skills that they learn in the class and take them to develop through their projects. Through their SAEs, they have put a total of 43,167 hours that were spent on their SAE projects, and a total of $325,000 that were put back into the economy of Madera. The students also have the opportunity to expand their projects and show them at state levels. One example of this is in the summertime, we had students exhibit their rabbits, their project, and KVs at the state fair, or they can exhibit livestock projects at local county fairs like the Madera Fair, which they can show as little as rabbits all the way up to big steers, sheeps, but this isn't limited to just livestock. It can also be seen as fabrication projects like barbecues, tortilla presses, birdhouses, and so much more, which we have seen a lot of success with their projects so far.
Members have also developed a chapter pin exchange for California FFA. Chapters will be able to develop their own pin and trade them around the state. Our design is based off of our theme, Dare To. Our chapter picked Dare To as our theme to encourage students to get involved around our chapter. We also hand out these pins to those students who go above and beyond and get involved around our chapter.
Thank you.
It can also be seen as an incentive for students to get more involved.
We also had the opportunity to host our very first FFJ, the Future Farmers of Japan, and 11 members were sent from Japan through their government. This is a pretty cool program. They get to experience agriculture all around the world. So after they came to California, they went to Brazil, Netherlands, and Australia. They got to visit all kinds of agriculture industry. They did local tours with some of our alumni like Mark Cavallero that works at Gus with the autonomous tractors, or Morela Viera at her family ranch where they do dancing horses, or they also toured local facilities of dairies, and they experienced so much more. But the one thing they really wanted to do is have a classic barbecue and pool party, because they never really did both of them together, so they really wanted to do it, and we ended up doing it at the school pool.
Our chapter has 10 CDE teams and 7 LDE teams. CDE teams They focus on a certain topic to study about, and members can compete against others to test their knowledge through tests or evaluating. For example, we have vet science, horse judging, and vine judging. We also have BIG for freshmen or first-year members. BIG, or Best Informed Green Hand, is a competition where first-year members can learn all about the FFA, and they can compete against others all around California. LDEs are speaking competitions. Students have the option to join speaking competitions such as impromptu, creed, job interview, extempt, and prepared public speaking. Students practice their speaking skills by memorizing the creed, thinking on their feet, and coming up with a speech.
This last week, or a few weeks ago, we had our cotton team go to their state finals where they ended up winning. I know Ms. McKenna is going to talk a little bit more about that. But we also had the opportunity in the summertime to have 5 students of our fabrication team compete at the California Youth Ag Expo. This was broken up into 2 days where they get to fabricate from the ground up. They ended up winning in their projects, which, fun fact, they're the first winners because it's the first time they've ever put on this contest. And so congratulations to both of those teams.
At state convention, we had a few of our members be recognized for proficiencies. For ad communications, we had Saraí Madriz. For goat production, Matthew Machado. And landscape installation, Christopher Tornero. We also had Adrian Sanchez as our star in agribusiness and Saraí Madriz for our star reporter. Star Awards are the best projects in California and can be in one of 5 areas. Star Reporter selects the best reporter that promotes the chapter through social media. Also, our state star supporting staff finalists, we have Mrs. Salinas. This award is based off of an application that students submit explaining how much Ms. Salinas has impacted them or our chapter.
Once you win your proficiency at the state level, you have the opportunity to move on to the national level. And there's 4 finalists that are picked based off of their application. We had 2 finalists attend the National FFA Conference, recognized as finalists at the Indianapolis, Indiana. We had Christopher Tornero go for landscape installation and Saraí Madriz for agriculture communications. We also got to recognize our 2-star chapter award, which is based off of an application, which is ranked off of 3 stars, that highlights our activities and opportunities for our chapter. So we also got 2 stars and we were able to receive that as well.
Thank you guys so much for listening to our presentation. We would love to answer any questions that you guys have for us.
Thank you.
Are there any questions for the students before I jump
Well,
in?
Ms. McKenna, I would say you and your team did a wonderful presentation.
I
job.
literally get no credit for this one. The officers and Ms. Luxon are the brainchild in this one. I did look at it and make sure there weren't spelling errors, but they did a great job.
Yes, they did.
I'm going to go ahead now and bring up the 2 state champions. So as the board knows, usually in every October or November, and then again in May, I bring forward any students that won at the state or national level for recognition. You guys will know that our tradition is to give them a blue and gold cord for them to wear at graduations in May or June. And so at this time, I'm going to do that, and we're going to do that in chronological order. So I'm going to bring our ag fabrication team up first. So if you guys can stand and face the audience, along with their coach, Mr. Denise. So like the girls shared during their presentation, this was the first ag fabrication contest at a state level. It happened in Tulare over the summer. So we didn't get to celebrate them in May because it hadn't quite happened yet. So over 2 days, these students brought a trailer with tools and generators and welders and everything they needed to fabricate a barbecue, correct? Trailer, barbecue. They won. So there was multiple teams throughout the state. If you've ever been, and Mr. Denise hosts one here in Madera every year, we'd be happy to invite the board to it, to watch these students start with raw metal and materials in the back of a trailer, and by the end of the day, create a quality product that is for sale is quite impressive. And so this is the first time in district history that we've won this competition, obviously, and we'd like to congratulate the team. 2 of these are now alumni. So Kayla Macedo and Edgar Hernandez are both graduates. And then also on the team, we have current Madera South students, Adrian Sanchez, Fernando Babadia, and Mason Turner. So I'm going to go ahead and issue their cords to them. And then we'll go ahead and switch out. We'll bring the cotton team with their coach up. Oh, and Coach Tim Denise. Okay, the next group of individuals are our cotton judging team. Being from Madera, you guys will recognize that there's not a lot of cotton grown right around us. So to practice, they were driving to Los Banos and Hanford and all over to get this in. And so Madera FFA has had 3 state championship cotton teams now, but the last one was in 1975. So the first state championship cotton team in 50 years. They're coached by our teacher at MadTech, Sigifredo Contreras. So he comes up to the high school to coach these students. And the state winning team is Araceli Reyes, Manuel Reyes, Alma Vasquez, and Malia Rodriguez. So congratulations to the 4 of you.
Not a lot of cotton anymore and
Anymore, yes.
and yet.
So again, winning a state championship in any of our career technical student organizations is super challenging. And we look forward to coming back in May and bringing you more state championships from all of our career technical student organizations. Thank you. Pause. You thought you got off the hook. I forgot one recognition that I purposely didn't put in the slide, but she's going to be a good sport. She's going to walk all the way up to the dais this year. We've been practicing. I would like to recognize Miss Julie Luxon. You may have seen it on the Madera Minutes, but Miss Luxon was recently honored in Indianapolis at the National FFA Convention for being the honorary American degree winner. And so to win that award at the national FFA level, it recognizes an individual that's given not only in their local chapter, but in the state as well as the nation. And so for a high school ag teacher to get that just shows the impact that Ms. Luxon has not only on our students, but the entire state and nation. And she should be incredibly proud of that honor. So congratulations, Ms. Luxon.
Once again, Ms. McKenna and Ms. Luxon, thank you so much. It was a great presentation. So now we'll move along to item number 682, the Madera Minutes. Superintendent Lyle?
So President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, and members of the board, I want to also embarrass Tim Denise for being recently awarded, and I'll have this more in my time, but Tim was just awarded the San Joaquin Region Outstanding Teacher and the West Fresno Madera Section Outstanding Ag Mechanics Pathway Teacher over the weekend. Congratulations, Tim. Just had to make sure we embarrassed you in person. That made you feel a little bit better, didn't it, Ms. Luxon? Until you're on the billboard. Members of the board and public, we have for you our highlight reel of the greatest things that happened in Madera Unified over the last few weeks. And it's a really good one again this week.
Welcome to this edition of Madera Minutes. We're kicking things off with big news from Madera South High School. Agriculture instructor Julie Luxon received the prestigious Honorary American FFA degree at the National FFA Convention, a huge honor that recognizes her outstanding impact on students and the ag community. Meanwhile, the Madera FFA cotton judging team brought home a state championship at CSU Fresno, their first cotton judging title since 1975. Coached by teachers Sigifredo Contreras and Rachel Mancebo, the team celebrated with a campus parade and recognition ceremony. But Madera students are shining far beyond agriculture. At the Elementary Science Olympiad, hosted at Madera South, 4th and 5th graders competed in STEM challenges, earning medals, ribbons, and trophies. Millview Elementary took home the overall championship. Congratulations to all of the participants! STEM excitement continued at the 16th annual Madtown Throwdown at Torres High School. 30 teams, including 3 from Mexico, brought more than 48 robots to compete. Defending world champions, Madtown Robotics Team 1323, and their alliance came out on top. They are gaining great momentum for the 2026 FIRST Robotics World Championships. The community got a front row seat to cutting-edge robotics in action. Our students also celebrated culture and creativity. At the Dia de los Muertos concert, schools across the district performed in honor of this beautiful tradition. Then, at annual band night, performers from all 3 high schools, middle schools, and K-8 schools filled the stands and the field with school pride, talent, and energy. A huge thank you to everyone involved for creating such a memorable night. On the athletic side, the Thomas Jefferson 7th grade football team had an incredible undefeated season, finishing 10-0 and earning back-to-back Central Valley Athletic League championships, a fantastic accomplishment and a sign of great things ahead. And finally, our district came together for Ruby Bridges Walk to School Day. Students and staff honored the civil rights pioneer with campus walks, assemblies, buddy reading, and rallies that focused on courage, inclusion, and unity. This was our 4th year participating, and the tradition continues to grow stronger. And that's a wrap on Madera Minutes. celebrating learning, fostering belonging, and living the spirit of We Believe.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item number 6B, public hearing for visitors who wish to speak on a subject not on the board agenda. Ms. Elizondo, please.
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option of asking the speaker to hold a comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is opened. The school board is prohibited by law from taking actions on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. Go ahead. Go ahead, Amanda. Oh.
Okay, I apologize. I'm here on behalf of just being a community member and a great niece of Kathy Jackson. I have a couple retirees that wanted to speak forward, but they were a little nervous about how to present during a board meeting. So the concern that they're being brought forward, is the new language from CalPERS regarding the retirees not being able to substitute. And I know that this is not a jurisdiction of our district or the board, but it is CalPERS. But they were just wanting to see if the board or maybe the district human resources would be able to look a little bit more into it to see if there's any loopholes, especially for classified retirees. A lot of our retirees do try to make sure that we don't go over the hours and substitute in vacancies as they are specialists in their areas. We have paraprofessionals, administrative assistants, child nutrition, bus drivers. And so a couple of retirees I have here tonight would like to speak to just give their thoughts on it to see if there's any way Madera Unified as a whole could look more into it, or maybe have a meeting to where they could, they know how to address CalPERS or go about it. I did speak with Mrs. Arlene Salceda, who's in charge of our retiree through CSEA, and she's going to be forwarding me some information that CSEA has given to the retiree committee. So hopefully I could forward that along to our superintendent of human resources. So hopefully we could look a little bit further into it. But again, I'm just here as a great niece for my aunt, and they're going to go ahead and just speak about, their experience. We know as a district that they're valued, and we appreciate the work that they give as substitutes, as we have people out on day-to-day basis, or, whether it be FMLA or, maybe an illness, but they're going to go ahead and speak. They just didn't know how to start the conversation. Thank you.
Good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Kathy Jackson, and I started with the school district in September of 1989. So I've been with the school district 36 years. And 25 of those 36 years was contracted. I retired in 2014. I came back subbing in 2016. I feel that I called CalPERS after talking to Ms. Vicki Mendoza, an HR technician, and I called CalPERS retired technician, and she says that, well, she told me that there was a we could still sub for the school district, but it had to be on what they called a time, employment. It had to have a beginning and an end. So I kind of did an example. Well, if I got hired, for the first day of school in August, worked until August or to June, the end of school, that would be my beginning and my end of employment. Then I could I don't know, get released and then come back the following August of the next school year. And she says, as long as there's a beginning and then there's an end, that they would have no problems. We're not trying to take work away from the other subs that are trying to come in and get employment with the school district, because definitely we're not trying to do that. We don't want to have employment through the district, contracted employment. And they sent me an amendment letter stating that it could be done on a special project item or extra help with special skills. To me, I have kind of like special skills more than a normal regular sub would have, because I can do order through escape. I know the workings of the computer, like attendance. I can do a lot of that, and it takes a burden off of the admin assistant who doesn't have to train a sub until these subs get trained. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to take away from regular subs who's trying to get employment through the school district or get employed, because been there, done that. I don't want to do it again, no. But until these subs can get properly trained, we weren't really properly trained when I came in, but I learned on my own, and we are trained properly now. And but until new subs get properly trained, I don't see why we could not sub until then, because since we know.
Oh, your time is up, but you got a minute, then you can finish up, or?
Okay. Anyway, so I'm just trying to say, I was dumbfounded when I found out I couldn't work anymore through the school district. I'm going to start to cry, but because I kind of rely on this income, extra income, and I was right in the middle of a job at Thomas Jefferson when I was informed I couldn't work anymore. And I'm going, oh my God, so I felt devastated. I felt like I got fired from a job that I worked 36 years at. And anyway, I was wondering if the HR can help try to do like a limited, we're not even contracted, a limited employment, something like a hire and an end date. That's all they're saying is we can't be continuous hire. We have to have a beginning and an end date of employment. I guess since I came back as a sub in 2016, I'm still a sub now at 2025. I guess they consider that a continuous employment. I'm thinking that's what CalPERS does, is doing. And so, but they said, as long as I have an ending in it, and I asked Vicki and she goes, well, then you wouldn't be able to get through the hiring process, HR process. And I go, I don't even know what that means, but I don't know why I couldn't get through the hiring process if I left in June and came back in August. But anyway, I'm here to lay my heart out to you guys. Maybe HR could help us get back those ones who want to work.
Well, thank you, Ms. Jackson, for your comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Veronica Avalos, and I know a lot of you guys on the panel and in the room. I too am a retired Madera Unified employee. I retired in 2021. Just came back last year and subbed. And my biggest thing is that I was not notified. I came home from work today and read my email and saw a letter saying that I was let go. And I'm like, I don't understand why. As retirees, we're supposed to take care of our hours, keep track of our hours, and make sure that we apply all the policies that, working as a contracted employee with Madera Unified School District. And as a retiree, of course, we know this. And so we've been working, we've been doing our part, and then all of a sudden we're just being let go. No notification in advance notice. I, again, too, called Vicki as well and spoke to her. She said something about an audit and that You guys were not being in compliance with it, and that's why that you guys have to let us go. That's not our fault. That's on somebody else's fault, not ours. We did what we were supposed to do. So again, we're just here to ask for some help to figure out how we can, keep our jobs, keep being able to sub for Madera Unified. I was told we cannot.
Well, thank you, Ms. Avalos, for your comments. Ms. Elzano, we have anybody else?
No more participants who wish to address the board at this time. President Mendoza.
Okay, thank you. Seeing or hearing no one, I close public hearing and move on to item number 7, Student Board Representative Report. I invite Juan Cervantes to present the Madera South School Student Board. Oh, there is. Oh,
So sorry. One more.
I will go back to open.
You know what? We are short one interpreter because the one who is interpreting remotely does not have access to the internet or power. She lost power. So,
Thank you for being here.
I was going to say.
Todavía es al público, ¿verdad? ¿Comentario al público? Sí.
If she can do the comment to the public.
Ok. Mi nombre es Dolores Chávez. Soy residente de aquí de Madera y vengo a hablar acerca de las limitaciones o problemas que están pasando en el distrito. Mi primer punto es que en la junta pasada del 28 de octubre, ustedes hicieron mención que se pagaron 2 demandas a familias o a estudiantes. Yo me gustaría saber, o a los padres, me gustaría saber de dónde se tomó ese dinero para pagar esas 2 demandas. La comunidad y los padres estamos preocupados porque el distrito no está proporcionando los apoyos y recursos para nuestros niños en las escuelas. Los padres y la comunidad estamos apoyando a los maestros para el aumento que están pidiendo justo, porque el distrito tenemos suficientes administradores, asistente de administrador, el asistente del asistente del administrador, y lo que ocupamos o necesitamos los padres es personas capacitadas en los salones. Los maestros hacen demasiado trabajo y no es remunerado como debería. Los niños con necesidades especiales, como mi nieta incluido, hay demasiados niños que están teniendo demasiados problemas para estar agarrando las necesidades de lo que tienen que aprender. Yo estoy aquí representando a los padres y a la comunidad, pidiéndoles que necesitamos fijarnos y traer a las personas apropiadas al salón de nuestros hijos, porque eso de dar la terapia en línea, ¿quién le dijo a sus nietos que eso era algo que sería bueno para los niños? Tomar la ayuda por línea. Necesitamos patólogos de habla en persona, no por línea. Dolores.
So this is Dolores. She has a couple of concerns. The first one is at the last meeting on October 28, you said that you had paid 2 lawsuits against the district, and we, the parents, need to know where that money is coming from. The second concern is the community is concerned about our children. The district is not providing the necessary resources to support them. The next concern is we, the parents and the community, are supporting our teachers. Some of them are very dedicated and deserve that raise. The last concern is children with special needs, just like her granddaughter, are struggling a lot in the classroom and online. with online therapy and a lot of, and she finds that it's not appropriate. We need a speech therapist in person. How will the district hire specialists? Our children have that right.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. Okay, Ms. Alonso, do we have anybody else?
No more
No more, okay.
remotely, sir.
Okay, thank you. So again, thank you. See or hear no one other. I'll close the public hearing and move on to item number 7, Student Board Representative Reports. And now I invite Juan Cervantes to present the Madera South High School Student Board Representation Board. Mr. Cervantes, please.
Good evening, Board President, Acting President Mendoza and Acting Clerk Fleek, Board members, Superintendent Lyle, and members of the Madera Unified Community. It has been an amazing month at Madera South High School, and for those who do not know, I am Juan Cervantes and I am the ASB President here at Madera South. I am excited to share some of our exceptional accomplishments. First, we would like to begin with our CSU Application Week here at Madera South. All A through G eligible seniors who were invited by our counseling team to receive hands-on support in completing their CSU applications. Through workshops and guided sessions, counselors help students navigate the application process and meet key deadlines. As a result of this focused effort, 47% of the senior class has started their CSU applications, and 34% have already submitted. This work reflects our commitment to expanding college access and ensuring that more stallions are prepared to pursue higher education after graduation. Next slide, please. Next, we would like to discuss our Rodeo Bowl Rally. During Rodeo Bowl Week, Madera South hosted its annual Rodeo Bowl Rally featuring a spirited staff versus student competition. Students went head-to-head with teachers and staff in a series of high-energy games including wig snatch, box stacking, donut eating, and more. The gym was filled with cheers, laughter, and school pride as both sides battled it out in a good fun in the end. The students emerged victorious, keeping their winning streak alive in this beloved Madera South tradition. Next slide, please. Next, we would like to discuss our Rodeo Bowl rivalry game, which was also themed out as Pink Out Night. On October 30th, Madera South hosted the Rodeo Bowl rivalry game with a powerful Pink Out theme. Students filled the stands in pink to honor and support those whose lives have been impacted by cancer, creating a sea of color and solidarity in the student section. The energy was electric as our stallions and the visiting toros delivered an exciting, hard-fought game under the lights. We are grateful to our Madera community for showing up in full force and thank the toros for bringing their spirit and helping make the night unforgettable. Next slide, please. Next is our Madera South Cheer and Dance program. Madera South Cheer and Dance kicked off competition season with an outstanding start, earning 2 first-place finishes, 1 second-place finish, and 3 bids to nationals. Even when faced with last-minute routine changes due to an injury, the athletes showed remarkable resilience and professionalism. Their ability to adapt under pressure highlighted the strength of their preparation and the depth of their teamwork. This early success has set a powerful tone for the rest of their competitive season and showcased true stallion pride. Next slide, please. And I know we just had our FA program, but recognition can never be enough for these people. We held a special assembly with all of our agriculture classes to honor some outstanding achievements in our FA program. Following this assembly, students and staff joined a parade through campus to celebrate featuring ASB, FA officers, cheer, and our drumline program. Next slide, please. We first celebrated our state champion FA cotton judging team and their coach, Mr. Contreras. This recognition highlighted the work, skill, and dedication it takes to compete and win at the state level. Next slide, please. Next, we also celebrated Honorary American III recipient Julie Luxon, whose support and commitment to agriculture education have made a lasting impact on our students and community. This honor is the highest honor in all of FA and is well deserved by this amazing and outstanding teacher. Next slide, please. Next is our Madera FFA degree ceremony. On November 5th, Madera FFA held its annual degree ceremony, celebrating the growth and achievement of its members. Over 200 students attended to receive their Discovery, Green Hand, or chapter degrees, recognizing their progression in leadership, agriculture education, and FFA involvement. The event also included the installation of the Discovery and Green Hand officer teams, officially welcoming them into their leadership roles for the year. This ceremony not only honored student accomplishments, but also reinforced the strong tradition of agriculture education at Madera South. Next slide, please. Next is Madera South High School HOSA program. Madera South High School HOSA proudly hosted the Region 3 Fall Leadership Conference on Saturday. The first time this event has been held in Madera. We welcome 345 HOSA students, advisors, and community partners from 11 high schools and MATEC, and kicked off the day with an inspiring keynote from Madera native Andrew Ochoa. Now a physician assistant in emergency medicine, students engaged in 17 student-led workshops covering medical skills, mental health, leadership, and a not much tournament, and connected with local schools and healthcare partners during lunch. Our Madera South High School HOSA officers and medical CTE team led by advisor Ms. Zapata were widely praised for the leadership, professionalism, and outstanding event coordination. Next slide, please. Next is our Madera South tennis program. The Madera South girls and boys tennis programs were selected to receive a $1,000 HERD grant from the Universal Tennis Foundation, sponsored by tennis star and San Joaquin Memorial alum Ethan Quinn. Ethan shared that Madera schools played a meaningful role in his own journey, and he expressed pride in seeing Madera South benefit from this opportunity. The grant will support the continued growth and development of our tennis athletes and programs. Next slide, please. As we head toward the end of the semester, our students are gearing up for finals and end of the year celebrations. Here are some of the upcoming activities at Madera South. We have Stanley's Season of Giving, our Winter Showcase, Winter Formal, and Winter VAPA Showcase. Thank you, and remember, stallions always ride with pride.
Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Cervantes. Excellent report. So now I invite Valerie Vaca Jaimes to present the Alternative Education Student Board Representative Report.
Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, and board members. My name is Valerie Vaca Jaimes, and I am a junior at Furman Independent Study. I will be presenting information on behalf of the alternative education schools. Next slide. First up is Mountain Vista High School. Next slide. On September 24th, Mountain Vista held Suicide Prevention Day. All students participated in a Zoom presentation during lunch. There were booth and activities and mental health resources. Next slide. Mountain Vista students participated in a volleyball tournament and proudly brought home a medal, showcasing their teamwork, dedication, and school spirit. Next slide, please. Students had the opportunity to attend the Cheer Tech Expo, where they explored a variety of career pathways and gained insight into professional opportunities. Next slide, please. Mountain Vista High School proudly recognized Mr. Mac Icheron as Teacher of the Term, Mr. Tobin, our Principal, as a Staff of the Term, and Eddie Cortez as a Student of the Term for their outstanding dedication and positive contributions to our school community. We truly appreciate them we truly appreciate them and their hard work. Next slide, please. Next is Ripperton High School. Next slide. Our staff at Ripperton nominated middle school and high school students for October's Student of the Month. Next slide, please. On October 15, our students visited Furman campus to attend the college and career fair. Students participated in a scavenger hunt during the visit. Our students got to learn about different resources, opportunities to further themselves after graduation. Next slide, please. On October 23rd, on October 23rd, our students and staff visited the farm of the Cruz Martinez family in Madera, California. Our students participated in learning about an organic agriculture farm growing different vegetables. Students and staff also participated in learning about the structure and importance of bees. Our students were able to participate in picking and digging up jicama. Next slide, please. On October 21st and October 30th, our students visited Eastern Arcola Elementary and Nishimoto Elementary. Represented students interacted with students in the classrooms and outdoor settings. The mission of the BEEP is to empower students to become leaders on campus and in our community. Next slide, please. On October 24th, our students and staff visited the San Francisco Museum of Arts in San Francisco, California. Students and staff walked around the 7 different levels of arts. Afterwards, students and staff spent the rest of their day exploring Chinatown. Next slide, please. Next up is Furman Independent Study Information. Next slide, please. On October 15th, Furman held its college and career fair. Students learned about many careers and were able to talk to many different colleges about schools opportunities after high school. Next slide, please. Seniors and staff gathered for the senior sunrise on October 31st. Students painted pumpkins and did other fun activities to celebrate the morning. It was a fun time together. Next slide, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baca-Jaimes. Great job. Great report. Thank you. Now, moving on to item number 8, Student Board Member Report. Trustee Castillo, I invite you to share a report with the board. Please.
Thank you. Good evening, President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, fellow trustees, Superintendent Lyle, and members of the audience. I am pleased to be here tonight and to report on Madera High School. On Thursday, October 30th, Trustees Avalza and I hosted a productive, very successful student voice meeting. The students who attended discussed topics such as maximizing our available resources to better facilitate communication, misunderstandings and clarifications on our cell phone policy regulations, and how our teachers can continue to foster a supportive environment, to name a few. Our students focused on solution-based ideas. When presenting a concern, question, or idea, they would also try to include a plausible solution or reasonable suggestion. Trustees Avalza and I have noticed an influx in student engagement. With last year's initial adjustments, students, teachers, and other school staff have taken personal initiative to accommodate the 7-period day schedule. Several students, however, have voiced concern about the pacing of their curricula. Some students are having a hard time keeping up with 7 classes worth of work. Additionally, the speed at which teachers are having to move on to the next topic is a little difficult for many students to maintain. Our AP students, with an already fast-paced curriculum, have been feeling overwhelmed with the speed and workload of this year. While many figured it might have been a change they needed to adjust to at the start of the year, nearing the end of the semester, it has become a more prominent concern for many students. Our winter sports are commencing with our boys and girls basketball, soccer, wrestling, and our competition cheer and dance teams. Our athletes are excited to begin their seasons, having worked hard for the past few months to prepare for the season. A special congratulations to our competition cheer and dance teams for taking first place at their competition this past weekend. As the season progresses, I will return with more updates about our amazing winter sports. Good luck, Coyotes. This month, Madera High staff and students have been focusing on fostering gratitude. With respect to Thanksgiving approaching, we have created tons of outlets of cultivating appreciation around campus. Every year, students can participate in our month-long gratitude challenge, where students can fill out a Google form stating what they are grateful for. By responding, students are automatically entered into a raffle where students can receive rewards at the end of the month. Our ASB team created gratitude videos where they set up a camera in one of our buildings, allowing passersby to state a few words about what they are grateful for. Clubs have taken initiative as well and have produced their own forms of giving thanks. For example, CSF has started to disperse their gratitude grams, and FCA conducted student-led workshops about intrinsic and extrinsic gratitude. I urge you as well to reflect on what you appreciate daily. It has helped me realize and really acknowledge my blessings. I am so honored to get to represent such a great group of students and to share this information with you tonight. Have a fun and safe Thanksgiving, and thank you for your time. I know it's valuable.
Thank you, Trustee Castillo. Now I'll turn to Trustee Martinez Luna and invite you to share your report with the board.
Thank you. Good afternoon, buenas tardes. President Mendoza, Clerk Felique, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle, staff, and members of the public. I hope you are all doing well and maintaining good health. My name is Vianey Martinez, and I am the student board representative for Matilda Torres, and here is my report for the month of October and some of September. On October 28th, we held our first student voice meeting of the year. Students voiced their needs for communication methods in regards to extracurricular activities on campus, now that phones are not accessible. They also voiced their need for organizational tools that allow for reminders and notifications. In regards to advisory, students shared there is a need for more engaging activities that allow students to take a break from their busy lives. Electives were also a hot topic, with students voicing that classes like guitar, ceramics, and art all allow them to unwind and take a break from their hectic schedules. Finally, the request for lessons on understanding grading systems and how much assignments are worth in grade books was requested. Moving forward, I will be discussing Torres' activities that have taken place. On September 27th, our THS band took first place in the Old Timers Parade with the best overall parade entry. On October 30th, our boys football team took on our neighboring rivals, Madera South, for the annual Rodeo Bowl and took home the trophy after a tough fight. On the same day, girls water polo took the title of NYL champs for the second year in a row. To start off the month of November, girls volleyball took on Delano, placing second in their championship division. We congratulate them on a season filled with perseverance and hard work. On November 13th, boys cross country won the NYL championship for the third year in a row. Also, on the 13th, our THS Drama Club held their opening night for the fall play, The Diary of Anne Frank. We hope they break a leg with their performances throughout the month of November. This past Friday, we congratulated all our sports with a Book of Life themed rally, where amazing performances were given by our THS guitar, mariachi, and cheer team. We are proud of their hard work and amazing musical skills and hope to continue seeing performances from them throughout the school year. That concludes my report. Thank you for your time and continued support.
Thank you, Trustee Martinez Luna. So I'll move on to item number 9, consent agenda. Ms. Elizondo, if you will, please.
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and are acted upon by the Board of Trustees in a single motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless a member of the board or staff requests that specific items be considered and discussed separately and or removed from the consent agenda before the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items, and each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended. If you wish to address the board on an item included in the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. Okay, President Mendoza, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you. See no one come forward. I close public comment, and I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name and making the motion, and when you second the motion. Trustees?
Trustee Salazar, so moved to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Trustee Ahmad, second.
It has been moved by Trustee Salazar and second by Trustee Ahmad to approve the consent agenda. There are 2 resolutions in the consent agenda. Ms. Elizondo, can you please poll the board for the record?
Yes, sir. Trustee Castillo?
Yes.
Trustee Martinez Luna?
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad?
Yes.
Trustee Cortez.
Yes.
Trustee Dybert.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar.
Yes.
Clerk Fleek.
Yes.
And President Mendoza.
Yes.
President Mendoza, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes were preferential.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. So now we'll move on to item number 10, 10A, information reports. Let's see, item 10A1, present the 2025 Williams Annual Report by Dr. Elisa Torres Barton of the Madera County Superintendent of Schools. At this time, I invite Dr. Torres Barton of Madera County Superintendent of School to address the board. Dr. Torres Barton, if you will. Thank you.
Absolutely. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. I am going to go in order. Acting Board President Mendoza, it's a pleasure. Clerk Fleek, yeah. Members of the board, Superintendent Lyle. My name is La Doctora, I say that on behalf of my parents, Doctora Elisa Torres Barton. Feel free to call me Elisa. And I'm coming to you on behalf of the Superintendent, Madera County Superintendent of Schools. My role there is that I'm the new Assistant Superintendent of Ed Services. And so to that end, part of our work often relies on compliance and accountability. But the report I'm about to share with you gets at the heart of what you're doing here every day. I saw your goals posted up there, and we see your LCAPs from our office, and think about all the work. And so the piece I'm about to share, it is compliance, but it also going to be very much in alignment and in celebration of your team. Our team at our county office walked over 500 classrooms across our county, visited 30 schools. And so just know from our seat, we're very thankful for your leadership and for your teams helping us have very smooth visits across our county and for sure in Madera. So there's 4 buckets that the Williams Act requests, that actually 5 areas that we must make sure occur: access and sufficiency of materials, uniform compliant procedures, verification of data on school accountability report card, facilities, and then teacher vacancies and alignment, right? Making sure the credentials are as such. So that's what I'll be speaking to. And I am aware, I'm not going to read you the whole report because I am aware that's part of your board packet. But to that end, I will give you a little bit of narrative because I know that this gets out to our community also. And so it's an opportunity to share part of the lift and the work you already do. So we want to make sure that all students have access to sufficient instructional materials, in particular to the 4 subject areas: English language arts, and including the English language development, mathematics, history, social science, and in all school visited, all of your students, it was found that there were sufficiently materials across all the schools visited. Okay, so for that first box, wonderful. Secondly, required classroom postings for uniform complaint procedures. Again, as our team walked your campuses, all the the Williams uniform complaint procedures notifications were properly posted across everywhere we visited. Number 3, the bucket of verification of data on a school accountability report card. It was also, after review, it was revealed that everything was all up to date, right, and correctly posted. That was bucket number 3. Bucket number 4, the facilities review. I'm going to highlight one school that had no findings. Not that it's good or bad, right? This is an improvement process, and sometimes it is helpful to highlight that. So Dwayne E. Furman, did I say that correctly? Or did I just make that up? Shout out, no findings. But nevertheless, the rest of your school sites provided certification received that the corrective action was taken on all findings. And we look at this as a partnership, right? Sometimes having extra eyes around our spaces is really helpful to make sure our kiddos have what they need. And then lastly, around the bucket of teacher vacancy assignments and credentialing, not only was misalignment not an issue in situations where there was a waiver and such to be applied for, your leadership teams have also done accordingly, and they will file the appropriate waivers and such for that situation. But no teacher misassignments, a couple of vacancies that I'm sure you're all very well aware of. But at the end of the day, what we gleaned for is that all hands are on deck to make sure our kiddos and community have what they need. Any questions for me? Okay, gracias, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Torres.
Yeah, get the mic on that.
I gotta get it on there. I gotta get your name out there.
No worries, no worries. It's already
Thank you
out
so
there.
much.
No, my pleasure. And it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Pleasure. Okay, moving on to item 10, B, union time. At this time, I invite the union president to address the board. Mr. Holder.
Acting President Mendoza, Acting Clerk Fleek, board members, Superintendent Lyle. I'd like to start off first of all by saying I hope each of you have a wonderful Thanksgiving break with your family and friends, and with the upcoming time off. I hope you take opportunity to again be with your family and friends. Next topic. For the past 13 years, I've invited the Madera Unified School District board members to the Fresno Madera State Service Center board dinner at the CTA office or the restaurant that's chosen. Many of you have attended. I got the announcements for the upcoming board dinner, and this, quite frankly, is the first time that I was at pause, undecided as to what to do because of the divide between us. And it gave me, it takes some time to think about it. Again, for 13 years, I've had the opportunity to invite you, and many of you have taken that opportunity to come to the dinner and have conversation. And because of the divide now, again, I really had to think about this. We know what's happening. We know there's conflict ahead. And as I thought about it, I've said many times to y'all that there's still time to step off of this path and step away from a future conflict. And since we make the future, we determine what the future is going to be, and I will take, again, an opportunity for communication to make a better future. So once again, I am going to invite all of you to the board dinner. It is January 29th. I have the invitations here. I think the RSVP is January 16th. So it'll be my honor to invite you. Hopefully you can attend. I can give Mrs. Elizondo the invitations and she can disperse them. And I'll end with an African proverb, which was that when elephants fight, the grass suffers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holder. Ms. Elizondo, any other union presidents?
None that would want to speak at the moment, sir.
Okay, thank you. So move on to item number 11, superintendent's time. Sir.
President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, and members of the board, I'd like to thank all the staff that helped Madtown Robotics have a really fantastic showing over the Veterans Day weekend. I'd like to thank the staff that was engaged with Science Olympiad to help the students have a really fantastic experience with STEM and a fun, competitive, and collaborative environment. I'd also like to thank the Association of Mexican American Educators and celebrate their 60th anniversary dinner dance that happened last Saturday. President Mendoza and I were able to be there, and it was a really special occasion for all of us to acknowledge the fight for equality and opportunity for Mexican American educators to have their voices heard, stories understood, and policy positions enacted to benefit waves of hopeful Americans educated in our public schools. The 60 years of service and advocacy has names like Alex Zaragoza, Natalie Denise, and Matilda Torres at their origin. Lucky enough to know all three. We have all benefited from their advocacy, and now hundreds of students are benefiting from dual language, which will positively impact them for the rest of their lives. So thanks to Alex and Maria Garcia and Dr. Bruce Alameda and his wife Jenny for always being such consistent partners in the work here in Madera Unified with our local AME chapter. Also, today we received word, I'm going to skip that. Let me go down one more and I'll come back to it. I am aware there are some who feel we show a little too much interest in our CTE pathways, but it's simply impossible to not be bursting with pride just after an incredible showing of achievements in Indianapolis, where Ms. Luxon was awarded that American degree. And several Stallion students were distinguished nationally. We need to congratulate the members of the Madera Ag Department. They recently were awarded the San Joaquin Region Outstanding 7+ Person Department. Tim Denise and Chris Sharp were honored with individual awards as well. And Mr. Denise, as I said earlier this evening, was honored with the San Joaquin Region Outstanding Teacher. He was also honored with the West Fresno Madera Section Outstanding Ag Mechanics Pathway Teacher. And Chris Sharp was honored with the Outstanding Young Teacher for West Fresno Madera Section. And he's had a real impact in just a very few short years. Today, we also received word that because of his tireless passion to help students find value and inspiration in school and their future, instead of in the street and in prison, MUSD Safety and Security Director Lawrence Fernandez has been formally nominated and will be awarded for a very prestigious honor. So congratulations to Lawrence. This is still upcoming. It will be a much bigger announcement in the near future, but I wanted the board to hear that Lawrence was honored and has been recognized as a 2026 Central Valley Heroes Award in the category of Clara Barton as a humanitarian hero by the Red Cross. Clara Barton was both a teacher and a nurse who saved or comforted thousands of soldiers during the Civil War and went on to found the American Red Cross. She was an epic hero of American history. Lawrence has led a team of heroes right here in Madera and impacted literally thousands of lives. He will dislike this recognition and will gratefully share it with his colleagues who inspire him daily, but they will acknowledge that it takes leadership to make a difference, and they are all so proud of, and we are grateful for the work that they all do together and want to thank Lawrence for his leadership, and we're really proud that he is recognized. And lastly, I'd like to thank the Madera Linkage Foundation for their willingness to be a helpful resource in a wide variety of ways. I'd like to especially thank Linkage President Tim Richer for his leadership and sponsorship of a Black History art competition similar to our Hispanic heritage tradition. Madera Unified will be more heavily involved in the MLK Host Committee planning for the Sunday event that happens every January with the event committee chairman, Donald Hawley. And this year, we'll have artwork to display from across our schools. This is one more opportunity to help the community come together and celebrate and affirm our neighbors, their stories and contributions. And more important, more information will be forthcoming in the near future. But I'd like to thank Mr. Richer for his leadership and sponsorship of this particular art competition. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Superintendent. So we'll move on to item number 12, old business, 12A1, fiscal service, approved public agency retirement services supplementary retirement plan for eligible employees. Superintendent Lyle.
So, President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, members of the board and public, I know that if they can connect online, there's probably a whole lot of them connected online to see how this item goes. It's a big one for us, is it not, CFO Garcia? And you're the right person to bring it home.
Good evening, President Mendoza, Clerk Fleek, and trustees, Superintendent Lyle. This item is bittersweet request for the board because we have a lot of employees that sign in for this early retirement. As you may remember, on September 23rd, the board meeting, we requested authorization from the board to offer an early retirement incentive to 418 employees that qualify. PARS is the company that we use for this early retirement, and they send packages with an estimated calculation or the benefit that they will receive to all 418 employees. And from there, 119 accepted and by the deadline. So we have a small presentation, and I have Mr. Dennis Yu from PARS, the Public Agency Retirement Services, that he will go over the results, and then we'll answer any questions if you may have.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Acting Board President, Clerk Fleek, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle. I'm pleased to present the results of the Early Retirement Incentive Program this evening. Just a quick reminder, this plan was provided for basically all employee groups at the district that were for employees that were at least age 55 with 5 years of district service. So these employees would be eligible to receive a retirement annuity through the PARS program that would be equal in value to 60% of the employee's final pay, assuming that they would resign by the end of the 25-26 school year. So on this page, just quickly provide some of the assumptions that we used in our model to help us calculate some of the savings that we're projecting as a result of this retirement incentive program. Next slide, please. As Ms. Garcia mentioned, we did receive a total of 119 participants in this program. So this was significantly more participation than we originally anticipated. The additional participation was primarily seen in the non-management ranks on both the certificated and classified side. We received approximately the same number of management employees that we originally projected. The average age of the group is about 62 years of age with 25 years of service. So primarily, these are primarily long service employees that are taking advantage of this program. Next slide, please. So in total, we received about 42 more participants than we originally anticipated. This page shows all the eligible employees. There are in total 416 employees. So 119 represents about 28% of the retirement age population. You can see how, from an age distribution standpoint, where they are for those employees that did take this incentive offer. What we did see is that primarily those over the age of 60, I think about half of those 60 and above did actually wind up taking advantage of this program. Those between 55 and 59, we didn't see as great of a participation level. Next slide, please. So as part of our calculation that we do at PARS, we do look at the salary differential savings between the retirement age employee and then the a potential hypothetical replacement employee. And so that's the savings that generates that differential to help pay for the cost of this program. So, and in addition, if the district didn't replace certain positions, there might be the possibility of additional savings. And because of the fact that we received more participation than we anticipated, we are projecting more savings as a result. Next slide, please. So the next slide provides a summary of the overall savings to the district as a result of this plan. So we are projecting that in total, with 119 participants in this program, we looked at different scenarios where the district would replace positions at different percentages. So the most conservative assumption is at the very top row, what we call 100% replacement. This is the scenario where all 119 employees that participated in this program are actually replaced by a lower cost replacement employee. And so over a 5-year period of time, after paying for the cost of the incentive program, we are projecting approximate savings of about $2.3 million over a 5-year time frame. The bulk of those savings will occur over the first 3 years of the plan, and then with some additional savings that we do see in the 4th and 5th year. If the district didn't replace every retiring position, there would be, again, additional savings. So I did have our team model different replacement scenarios where you can see if we, for example, didn't replace 10% of the positions, which would be approximately 12 positions, you can see how the savings would increase quite substantially. So ultimately, again, the actual savings for this program will be based off of the ultimate replacement levels that the district does decide after the end of this school year. But the good news is that even if the district did decide to replace every position, we're still forecasting that $2.3 million savings over that 5-year period. So with that, that concludes my presentation, and I'd be happy to entertain any questions that the board may have. Thank you.
Trustees, do you have any questions? No questions. Ms. Garcia?
One additional comment that I would like to add is that the calculations that we did for the retirees, specifically for the certificated non-management, it doesn't include any future negotiations, because remember that we're still negotiating for the 24-25, and that will affect 25-26 as well. So if we do settle, those calculations we'll have to redo. And if we also settle for the 25-26 year for all the groups, they will have to recalculate their benefits.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Garcia. Yes, I am. Okay, and now open this item for public comment. Ms. Elizondo.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Mendoza, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. See none come forward, close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Not again? Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion and a second to approve item number 12A1? State your name when making the motion and when you second the motion.
Trustee Ahmad make a motion to approve 12A1 as stated.
Trustee Fleek, I'll second.
It has been moved by Trustee Ahmad, second by Trustee Fleek, to approve item number 12A1. Ms. Elizondo, can you please poll the board for the record?
Yes, sir. And for the record, Trustee Castillo left the meeting at 7:48 after superintendent's announcements, and Trustee Martinez Luna left at 7:50.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo.
Yes. Trustee Ahmad?
Yes.
Trustee Cortez?
Yes.
Trustee Dybert?
Yes.
Trustee Salazar?
Yes.
Clerk Fleek?
Yes.
And President Mendoza?
Yes.
President Mendoza, I counted 6 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. I'll move on to item number 13, new business, 13A1, Superintendent Board announcement of the Madera Unified School District's Governing Board appointee, Isabel Barreras, to the Personnel Commission Board. Mr. Phillips Jansen, the current Governing Board appointee to the Madera Unified School District Personnel Commission, has informed the district that he will not seek reappointment when his term expires in December. To ensure continuity and compliance with state law, the Governing Board announces its intent to appoint Isabel Barreras to serve as its representative on the Personnel Commission for a new 3-year term beginning December 1st, 2025. Ms. Barreras recently retired from Madera Unified School District and brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the position, having previously served as a director of the Personnel Commission office. This item will return to the board for formal approval at the December 16th meeting. Moving on to item number 13B, Human Resources. Item 13B1 presents and discuss the 2025-2026 initial proposal by Madera Unified School District and the California School Employees Association and its Madera Unified Chapter number 169. Superintendent Lyle, to you.
So, President Mendoza, Clerk Fleet, members of the board, we have Assistant Superintendent Aiello here for this item.
Good evening, Acting President Mendoza,
Clerk Fleek, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. Tonight, we're presenting to you a first read for the California School Employees Association, or CSEA, and our district sunshine proposals. CSEA was requesting to review and negotiate all articles in the contract. The district is requesting to negotiate Article 6, pay and allowances, Article 7, health and welfare benefits, Article 11, transportation, and Article 20, evaluation procedures. We are required by the Educational Employment Relations Act to give the public an opportunity to review and comment on any articles before negotiations may begin. This item will be brought back to the December 16th board meeting for a second read and request for the board to adopt the sunshine proposals. Following the December 16th board meeting, we will begin negotiations with CSEA. And if at this time I can answer any questions you may have about the sunshine proposal.
Trustees, do you have any questions for Mr. Alayo? No, thank you. Item number 13B2, present and discuss 2025-26 initial proposal for Madera Unified School District with the Certificated Management Bargaining Association. Superintendent Lyle.
President Mendoza, Clerk Fleet, members of the board, we have the same guy here with just a little bit different tune to sing.
Just a little bit differently. This sunshine proposal is from our Certificated Management Bargaining Association, or SIMBA. SIMBA is requesting to negotiate salary, safety, position advancement requirements, transfers, and work schedule. The district is requesting to negotiate Articles 11, salary and fringe benefits. And like I stated earlier, we need to give the community an opportunity to review the articles before negotiations begin, and this item will be brought back to the 16th for the board to adopt it and for the district to begin negotiations with SIMBA.
Thank you, sir. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Mr. Alayo? No? Thank you. Thank you. Go on to item number 13B3, approval of the Me Too salary increase between Madera Unified School District and the unrepresented employees with a salary schedule increase of 4% for the 2024-2025 school year. Superintendent Lyle.
President Mendoza and Clerk Fleet. We have a different song, same singer, but this one is quite a bit different. And we recognize at this time of year, it really does feel good to try to get everybody the help that they've so well earned. And so this is a timely item for the holidays.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. And once again, good evening, President Mendoza, Clerk Flick, and trustees. As you know, on June 17th, we entered into a tentative agreement with CSEA for a 4% salary increase retroactive to July 1st, 2024. Our unrepresentative, which includes our certificated management, which is directors and above, and our classified supervisory and our classified management, did not enter into a Me Too agreement in hopes of getting all our labor negotiations completed. At this point, we would like to bring forward the recommendation to include the unrepresented staff for a 4% salary increase retroactive to July 1st of 2024. And we will move forward with negotiations with other labor groups as we stated in the other sunshine proposals.
Thank you, sir. I now open this item for public comment. Ms. Elizondo, please.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Mendoza, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board on this item.
Thank you, Ms. Elizondo. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? No questions, thank you. Do I have a motion, a second to approve item 13B3? State your name when making the motion when you second the motion.
Trustee Dybert, I move to approve item 13B3 as presented.
Do I have a second?
Trustee Ahmad, second.
It's been moved by Trustee Dybert, second by Trustee Ahmad to approve item number 13B3. Ms. Elizondo, can you please poll the board?
Yes,
For the
sir.
record.
Trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
Trustee Cortez,
Yes.
Trustee Dybert,
Yes.
Trustee Salazar is absent for this vote. Clerk Fleek,
Yes.
and President Mendoza.
Yes.
President Mendoza, I counted 5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 2 absent.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Elizondo. So now we move on to item number 14, announcements. Superintendent Lyle, do you have any announcements for the board, please?
I actually have a lot of announcements for the board. I'll try to make them very quickly. The athletic advisory meeting will be held tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the athletic office at Rain Creek. The bond oversight committee will be meeting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at Torres High School in the library. Thanksgiving break will take place from November 24th through the 28th. The district office will be closed to the public during this week. We want everyone to take a little time to go be with family and friends. The California League of Educators Dinner and Elementary Awards will be held on Monday, December 1st at 5:30 p.m. at the Fort Washington Golf and Country Club. It's a fantastic event. We have a special board meeting scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday of December 2nd and 3rd. The 3rd annual Robert Arballo Memorial Hammer Wrestling Tournament will take place on December 5th and 6th at Madera South High School. It is a fantastic event. The California League of Educators Dinner and Middle School Awards will be held on Monday, December 8th at 5:30 p.m., also at the Fort Washington Golf and Country Club with the same chicken. It's a great event, though. A PAC meeting will be held Tuesday, December 10th at 6 p.m. at the Prices Building. Our PAC meetings have been fantastic the last several years. The District Safety Committee will meet on Thursday, December 11th at 5 p.m., followed by the Budget and Finance Committee meeting at 5:30 p.m. How about that back-to-back? And the California League of Educators Dinner and High School Awards will be on Monday, December 15th at 5:30 p.m. at Fort Washington Golf and Country Club with the same chicken. A DLAC meeting is scheduled for Monday, December 15th at 6 p.m. That is also a fantastic group of parents. And the November cultural calendar includes Black Poetry Day, celebrated on October 17th, and it honors the contributions of Black poets and rich literary heritage of our Black culture. And it also commemorates the birthday of Jupiter Hammond, the first published Black poet in the U.S., and promotes the appreciation of Black voices in poetry. And then lastly, Filipino American History Month, celebrated in October, and recognized the contributions of history and cultural heritage of our Filipino American neighbors here in the United States. It commemorates the arrival of the first Filipinos to North America in 1587, that long ago, and highlights their impact on American society. Thanks for the teams that put together all of those resources to be available to our students and staff. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, Superintendent Lau. So moving on to item number 15, miscellaneous, the 15A Board Advisory Committee updates. Trustees, please provide a brief summary of any committee meetings you've attended, include the date and name and the meeting main topics and any key takeaways or next steps. Let's keep these updates concise and inform the board and the public. Please, I'll start out with Trustee Dybert.
I want to apologize. Beforehand, I didn't bring my notes. I didn't bring my phone with me where I had all my notes, but I did, while I was gone out of the country, I did attend remotely the, what's it called? The arts, it's a new name now. It's the VAPA Advisory Committee meeting. And I was lucky to attend remotely because there were a couple of artists that were also attending remotely, and I believe other trustees that were there can give more reports. They brought a couple of artists and they brought to the meeting for them to share their experience and what influenced them to to be artist. I attended the Mr. Lee's session, and it was very inspiring, all the hurdles he had to overcome to become an artist. I know personally that's not easy because I have a son that went through it. So it was really neat. I didn't stay for the whole meeting, but what I had a lot of takeaways. I'm sorry I don't have my notes, but that's all I have for now.
Thank you, Trustee Tybert. Trustee
Nothing
Cortez?
to report, thank you.
Nothing, thank you. Trustee Ahmad?
Yes. On November 12, I attended PACT meeting focused on LCAP Goal 4, maximizing student achievement. During this meeting, the district provided an overview of current progress and area of focus related to student achievement. The presentation included review of LCAP Goal 4, district assessment data, district-wide performance trend, area of strength, subgroup data, and NWE assessment result. Overall, the meeting provided valuable inside information. District is monitoring progress and identifying strategic and support all area. That concludes my report, and all of you have happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Trustee Ahmad. Trustee Salazar?
I attended the DLAC meeting last night, and they discussed working with the parents and with attendance. And so they had a data sharing with the parents and working with them, collaboration with the school district and the resources to help attendance with our students. And then they started explaining about LPAC, the testing and the different levels of grading, and they need to finish that topic, but they were working on that. But the main thing was on the attendance, which was good information. Parents was also sharing some of the circumstances they have that affect their students' attendance as well.
Thank you, Trustee Salazar. Clerk Fleek?
At the VAPA meeting, they gave us a draft for the strategic plan for arts education for 2025 through 2029. Many students received awards at the Science Olympiad for the 4th and 5th grade elementary students. The robotics throwdown held on November 8th and 9th at Matilda Torres High School was exciting. Our teams did very well. In fact, our two teams competed against each other in the finals. I've had jury duty for the last 2 weeks and this week. I apologize for meetings I've missed in the last 3 weeks, but hopefully it'll be over this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Fleek. As for myself, I attended some meetings, some of the ones that have already been mentioned, and I have nothing else to report. Thank you, trustees, for your information. Moving on to item 15, item number 15B, suggested future agenda items. Trustees, do you have any items you would like the board leadership to consider for future board meetings?
On the workshop we're having in December, the special board meeting, and part of that is going to be talking about DLI, I think it is, in that workshop. Yes. I would like to know what we're doing with DLI, with the dual language, the 8th graders, the 8th graders mainly at Madison, since they're not able to attend Madera Tech, what else are we doing for them in place of that? Like what I understand, they're not receiving the same equal type of education as well, the opportunities that we had afforded to them, they're not receiving it. So I would like a report on that as well.
That will be covered.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes. So I'm trying to, it's been a little while since we had the last meeting, and now we received the nice growth and achievement reports. And I thought there was going to be like a meeting or a presentation. And I would like to know, is that going to be also the special board meeting? We're going to be discussing this, or is that going to be at a different meeting?
I don't think that we're discussing NWA at this board meeting. We are going to talk about the California dashboard, but we're not talking, we aren't scheduled to talk about NWA growth reports. We had made a decision as a group in the springtime in public to not bring forward the baseline data for a public presentation, but to share it through the newsletter. We've printed it for you since then as well. So we can make other decisions as needed, as the board directs, but we have not planned, nor are any of the teams planning to present the baseline growth data, because there is no growth. That's just where we're starting from.
Right.
Yeah.
But I thought that throughout the year we were going to be speaking where our students are at and what sort of challenges or student outcome throughout the year, because usually since the spring is already the school year it's already gone, so there's not really any adjustments that could be made or any funding or whatever there's needs. When we see the data, it's already happened. So throughout the year, how is the board going to be informed of where we are? Are we just going to wait, or are we just going to wait until the spring? And the other thing too, I thought we had a calendar where it says what month we're going to have a report. And I think that I would like to keep that calendar, the board governing calendar, at the dais at every meeting. So we're not asking all the time, and sometimes things change. So I would like to request that so I can look at it. So I'm not sure if we are having a report before the spring, or is it going to be just until the spring that we won't see the result the next time we get a report?
We will have for you oversized calendars that will be at your seat at the dais from this point forward. They're being printed now.
Okay, good. But so we are not having any reports until the spring then?
We are presenting our CASP information and the dashboard in the special workshop.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Cortez?
Yes, so I would also like to express that I would like to see in a board presentation, even though it's a baseline, and I understand that's a starting point, I think it's important that we know what the starting point is as a board. And I think the more that we see it, the more that we see these check-ins or interim, check-ins for as far as I can, I guess that's the best term that I can come up with right now. But I think the more familiar we become with them, the more comfortable we become with these metrics, and the better idea we have of where we are. And I think that's going to help us as well as in setting goals and understanding what those goals are, and the board as a whole coming to a consensus. Because I think right now there's still a little bit of confusion among us, and but I would like those NWA presentations in a report at a board meeting as well. And it doesn't have to be really strung out. I mean, it can be something maybe short and sweet. Nonetheless, I think it's important that we have those, even if it's a baseline.
Okay, any other questions, board? Nope.
Yes, to follow Trustee Dybert and Trustee Cortez, we had discussed, like, we got this growth report, and I started going over it. To be honest with you, I stopped because I was disappointed with it. Because it just told me all these growth reports, for instance, I opened it up and it was Adams, and it told me it was 38th achievement percentile of what? Doesn't tell me on this report. Going back, I went back and pulled reports that I had discussed when I was president 23, back in 2 years ago. And this one is from 23, 24, 22, 23, then it goes 23, 24. And so it'll say, like, for instance, again, this is Adams. They were at 24% third graders. Then they went fall, they started out at 24.6. Then in winter, they were 25%, 22, 23. Then when they spring, they were 30%, 30.1. Then in fall, they fell to 24.2. And then we discussed, like you said, this is our baseline for now. But that third grader in this, now Adams, let's just say if it was 24, 25, if we had the report continuously, which we don't, would tell me, okay, Adams, now this third grader is now a fourth grader. Now, yes, students move out, but it's not the whole class. Majority of those students are there. And so those students, now fourth graders, how are they performing? So I would like to see that data because we need to see how our students are performing. Because again, my concern was when we had to close down during COVID, those students that are now fifth and sixth graders were the ones that didn't have the tools. They didn't learn the tools because they were kinder or TK, and now they're either fourth, fifth, and sixth graders. How are they doing now? And so overall, for myself and for our trustees, we should be able to see, okay, John Adams, you're improving this way. Chavez, your math back in 23 was like at a 5%. Now you're at 15. Why? Because maybe Solution Tree is helping you. Maybe these programs we're spending a lot of money are actually helping. And the programs that we're spending a lot of money that are not helping, then what do we need to address for our students to keep on succeeding? Now, we had Nishimoto that they're very good, but yet they were kind of stagnant from one semester to another, which the principal responded when they were online, and she said they're working on this. And what happened last year? They got awarded. They got awarded because they're at that, it's like natural high. You're at that level, so you continue pushing your students at a more robust movement to get them more educated, more learning of where they're at on the roll. So when they leave fifth grade and go to sixth grade, especially sixth graders, those sixth graders were our kinders. Now they're going to be seventh grade. And those sixth graders, if you go back and look at the overall, I like to look at the overall performance of all the schools, their most concern is reading and math. What is it that we need to work with them before they get to seventh grade? Besides the mental gap that they get, besides the teenage gap that they create within themselves and the personal issues they have, is also the academic. That's why, to me, and I think some of our trustees, it's very important to have this data. And I've addressed it, and I brought samples. We've had meetings, we've had presentations. Last time we had the airplanes, we said we were good with that. That was last year, we haven't seen it. I remember seeing the NWA for spring. Apparently we did. I got to go back and find it again. But I know this is the baseline, but this is telling me, like in Adams, okay, it's telling me, which is good. They're 55th, fourth graders, which would have been third graders last year. They're 55th I'm thinking nationwide. Okay, but I want to know, compared to this fourth grader, what were you in third grade? Where did you live up third grade? What are we doing now? Teacher, what am I going to work with the student to improve this class? It came to me from third grade. They had issue with math or reading. Now this is what I'm going to focus on with them now that they're my fourth graders, and so on and so on. That's what I would like to see. Thank you.
President Mendoza, I just want to follow up, and I know staff has been preparing for this special board meeting because they asked for our feedback, and I did provide Superintendent Lyle a long list of feedback on my what I wanted to see somewhere along the same thing. And you did mention you were going to bring a topic on PLC, right?
Yes.
Yes. So one of the things I asked is how PLC is helping our principals in raising the achievement. And I hope that information comes just to what Trustee Salazar is mentioning and, Trustee Cortez. I think what we are asking is we want to see what is that you're bringing, what is that the district is working with that's helping our students raise that achievement. I think it's important for us to get that understanding of that. So for me, in order for the meeting to be productive and to have that information so we become educated on that is important. Thank you.
And just one quick comment. I don't want to come across like our students are not improving. It's just saying that now that they're improving, what is the next stage we're going to take them to make them more robust, more competitive, to the next level? Because I know my grandsons, you let the gas off, they'll slack off, but if we keep them that level, it's a natural high that once you're on that roll and you're a winner, you want to continue on that roll. And once the teacher has the students in sync with what she's teaching and with the help she's having, they're using the tools. Okay, this helped this fourth grade class, now this is going to help this other fourth grade class, especially if it's struggling more, that comes across her the next year. Thank you.
All right, thank you, trustees. So moving on to item number 16, advanced planning. It's the next regular board meeting is scheduled for December 16th, 2025. And just prior to adjournment, I think some of you have already mentioned, but on behalf of the board, we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Any last comments, Superintendent Lyle? None? Yes, sir. Okay, so I adjourn this meeting, and it's 8:24. Have a good night.